We probably won't do it while everybody's online. So, good. That would have been fun. Okay, we'll remember that for another time. Okay, sounds good.
I need to be able to see this.
Right.
That looks good. You can get a lot of people in there. We only got 2 of the front chairs, so I guess it's this one over here that you can't see.
Okay, we can move around. We need to move around. That's why we put it on. I'm trying to get all 9 of us on the screen. Not always easy.
One third of front of that red one.
So I need to move to present, okay?
You found that study that Tyson was part of, you know, you think you had COVID before in February? You study said you probably didn't.
Hey, Carrie, who is Christopher Facemeyer? He says, you're my friends with me. What? He's what?
Okay, Mom, let's take this.
Why do you lost Christopher? You really know it?
Remember?
Will you put it on?
Like, first guy was on a bus and like had a nose.
No, I think he was the same person.
What else do you need?
Anyway.
I'm just gonna get some Sprites and root beers out of the fridge and Powerades, and people can have whatever they want to drink while we're on our phone.
But he's like, he would snooze him in like half an hour.
So don't.
Yeah, I think he would frustrate you is what he's telling you.
He's like super, like,
I don't remember him. I remember the name.
I remember.
The question is,
No, you wouldn't remember.
can 3 of us get down low in the chairs? Can any 3 get down low? We have a volunteer.
I can get down, I don't know about getting up.
I know I can get down. I don't have squat muscles. And his
That's not
hips.
happening.
His hips do not like
Somebody else can, I mean, you've got a couple of living here, right?
Mom and Dad are center of the couch, so they're right in the center of everything. And then a couple of us on the red ones.
I was hoping to be in outlaw section.
Okay, and
I don't know if I want to be.
I'll go right
I
here.
don't know if I want to be like that close with everybody.
So,
look, I like
Christine,
my face.
can I leave the chat off until we do the thing?
we could scoot you back a little if you want, Kyle, and you can be closer to
So
their
you're
feet.
gonna put 3 of us on the
3 on the couch, and then 2 on the red things, and then, Kim, do you
Why don't I
want
sit behind Carrie?
I was
Look, I look like a lot bigger than you.
to? That puts you steam.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
Okay,
back
exactly.
and go back and make you 2 look heavier.
You gotta,
Yeah.
so that you cover
My
up my
sister-in-law
belly.
says this always should be an
That
outlaw.
will do that with
Bigger
my hair.
hat, bigger
Bigger
hat, Kyle, to cover up the belly.
I'm
I'll
gonna
go like this.
Okay, I think we'll get
Yeah, that's
everybody in
good,
one.
right there.
There you
And
go,
then the
Dad.
holes on the red bench.
Dad, what do you think of that?
That's good.
You need Steven or somebody to sit in front of you.
Where is the option
I
to
look like I'm like, think it's taller
see
than
everybody?
Skylar.
You do.
I know.
I don't know, but I look like I'm Skylar. because my
Remember,
head-
remember, neck out,
Full screen is, no, that's at the top.
neck out.
Reactions.
No, I-
And Kelly looks really small.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can angle the TV. I look like I'm Skylar.
This is
6'3".
like-
Well, we'll see what happens when someone joins. That's why we
Yeah,
did
maybe
this early.
that's it, 'cause it'll.
So
It
how much
should-
time do we have? Oh, it's only like
Yeah,
5 minutes.
I wanted to start it early just because.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Should I go
'cause
like this?
I started mine right
Oh,
on
just
time.
an
for my
FYI.
phone. Everybody does?
Just
And
an
it took a
FYI,
good
you guys.
15 minutes.
This is all. We're recording this for posterity.
Oh, it's not recording right now. Is
Oh,
it?
absolutely,
Oh, man.
absolutely. But I thought I'd tell you before you did anything too silly.
Good, because we
We're
were
there
there.
beside you. Nicole's on the red
Oh,
bench.
that'll be part of the fun part.
Kim, I'm gonna back off and let you take
We're-
this one and
we're-
Kim take this one.
Chris,
I'm
I
sitting
am
there
not
trying to
gonna
make my.
Never?
Probably never.
Okay,
Just because I'm running it.
So are people going to be
Whatever.
like muted for a lot of the time so that when their kids start crying, it doesn't cut out whoever's talking?
I can hear anybody.
You
Yeah.
might have to if they.
Well, and people can mute themselves.
They
If you're,
can-
yeah, you just mute
Yeah,
yourself.
that's what we just tell them to
Just
do
saying,
themselves.
they might have to get permission to jump in.
It's very strong to cover up the belly.
Yeah. Mom, we were gonna do this. How's that? Look at that.
There you go.
Okay,
That
let me.
has no belly. Let me see my underarms.
Keep your shirt
Now
on,
we
Ron.
hear underarms.
Keep your shirt on.
I'd rather see your underarms in my belly.
Suck it in, Dan, suck it in.
We could just superimpose that guy. Right in front of Kyle.
I don't know, they say between 40 and 60, you suck your belly in. By the time you hit 70, you're like, I don't care. You just let your belly in.
I gotta figure out. Do we have something we can put this on right in the middle?
We can.
Like a little stool or something?
Is that a mic?
That's Nicole's chair. This other one is Camp. If you
Yeah,
give
one of these.
Nicole, if you give Nicole one, you can take that. If you give Nicole
Where is
the other
Nicole? Nicole, where is you?
one.
This would be the best. I can face on.
Nicole!
Then we can pull this one back. That's pretty good.
Yeah, Kim, you're an outlier.
That's a mic. That's a big snowball mic, so it'll pick up everything in the city. So if you talk, it'll pick it up. You might have to talk a little louder because you're pretty far away, but it'll catch Perry and Pound.
You won't have to talk.
Dad's not gonna, nobody has ever said those words to Dad. Dad, please talk louder. They haven't said that to me either.
Kyle,
Dad.
please talk
So it's
faster.
okay.
really
It's
funny.
like saying,
Carly says, it
Kyle,
says
please
talk
her
louder.
link is invalid, Kim.
What?
Where the red.
Carly said the
Carly
link
says
is
she
invalid.
has, her meeting number is invalid.
Oh, that's not gonna be good.
all right.
Oh, now
Yeah,
there's
there she
Chelsea.
is. Oh, there's Chelsea.
Hey, Chelsea! Yeah, that's it.
That's legit.
Okay.
Hi, Dad. Hi, Matt.
Hello.
Look at that good-looking group. Such a good-looking group.
You can scooch closer. I mean, it's not kidding.
Yeah, Maury's got to see you.
Yeah, because Marty's got to see her
Get your
grandma.
body
There's
over
her
here.
grandma.
We say hi.
Hi.
Hi, Maury.
Hi. My cousin's here.
I know your cousins, that's so exciting.
What's on your shirt, Mari?
Ballerina.
A ballerina?
We're going to Van Nuys.
Good choice.
Yeah.
And I think my gum.
Why do you want? You want to out of your
Why his own screen?
And I love your house.
That's awesome.
I want to see something.
Thank you, Mari.
I was testing them.
That's Aunt Christie's house in the lake. That's her house. You like her house?
Mm-hmm.
What do you like about her house?
We had a beautiful house. It had
I'm gonna have.
We have a beautiful house.
How's your on?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Say hi.
Hi.
Well, you could tell them bye. That way other people can say hi.
Oh, I'm not. That's just.
Well, you are. He tried to link out to see if it worked.
No, I'm not staying
Carly's
on.
a
Yes, you,
61942.
yeah, actually, yes.
I sent it to you.
It's in different-
Hi, Joe.
Hey. You are here.
There, see, I'm off.
Carly says I'm doing it on my
Hey, Joe.
computer, so I just need the ID number.
How's it going?
What's the
Good.
ID number? Just 886.
Hey, Joe, we think you should make another shirt that says "Wanna be jacked." We can wear it.
Hi, Hunter. Hi, Melody. They can't hear us yet, obviously.
Joe, we said if we wore those shirts, everybody'd be like, but we could do a "Wanna be jacked."
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put it in the comedy section.
Yeah.
Hunter,
You got it.
I can't hear you. You're muted. John's-
Yes, that's the point.
Okay, just checking.
That way.
Have you guys?
I'm doing it on my
Have you guys
computer,
sat
so
in the
I
hot
just
tub
need
yet?
The ID number or the name of the
It was so windy yesterday and last night when we came out, the cover had blown off.
It was 25-mile-an-hour winds. So no.
Just click on the link.
Dang.
Hunter tied it down better, so it's been super windy again. It seems to be doing okay.
The clips, there's clips that we just haven't attached yet.
886-3966.
What did you do? Did you attach the
I
clips?
just put them on.
Oh, he did.
Password, or is that the whole?
He did?
The whole thing?
Attach the clips?
You did?
No,
Can you read it again?
Okay, never mind. He didn't. There's also lots of dust on your new patio furniture,
And you can.
but it actually doesn't show that much.
Oh, good.
Like, it's a little noticeable, but not crazy.
You guys know where the blower is, right?
Yeah.
She peeks in when she wants.
Okay, I'm gonna need this now.
We don't see you.
Sarah,
I know.
okay.
John, no, he can't see him, he can't hear.
Oh,
Oh, I'm trying to get it.
I believe I see John's mute button.
It is on. John's
So
still
they'll, and I would imagine.
Well,
Hey, hold on, sweetie, I can't. Ah, where's?
Hi, Crystal.
We're all gonna be little teeny people in there. By the time I'll.
Hi, John.
Hey, isn't John? I thought John was.
Hi, Reese.
They
Hi.
went home.
Let's go.
Oh,
Hi, Sawyer.
Oh, okay.
hi.
Hi.
There's
Daniel
Crystal.
came
Hey,
Hi,
Daniel.
there's
Tristan.
Daniel.
There's Daniel. Hi, Daniel.
Hunter, you and Melody are sideways.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi, Chris.
Tristan.
There's Chelsea.
Hi,
You
Amy.
wanna see?
She has cousins there.
No.
Morgan!
My
In the audio.
God.
Oh, man, we gotta go full screen here. Oh,
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
oh, look. We got.
Oh, you guys all got together in one place.
There's Mike.
Yeah,
Hey, hey.
Hi,
really.
What's up?
Corey's on.
Corey!
Hey.
Hunter and Mattel.
Garrett, the bearded one is on.
Hey.
Sorry, Garrett.
I won't have the video.
Whose car?
What?
Pete, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Grandma.
Yeah, there's Corey.
All did in here, except, let's see, I have to swipe over to get more people. There we go.
It's easiest to do.
I need that Zoom. Where are you guys? At Christy's house?
Yep.
I don't know if it's on.
McKay, turn your video on.
Madison's not having a hard time. She can't get on.
Oh, really?
Isn't she at your house?
No, she's in California.
McKay's on. Charlie,
Okay,
we still don't
go.
see you.
There's Mike, there's Garrett, there's Crystal.
Hey, McKay, I like them.
Shaggy beard. Look, Mike was.
Oh, what Garrett got going on there?
McKay, Garrett's got a better
Yeah.
beard.
I feel like Garrett's been working on his longer than mine.
I think you could work on yours for 5 years and it wouldn't look like Garrett's, McKay.
Roger. Hello, Sally.
Logan, there's Keith.
Okay, all right, bye-bye.
Oh, you.
So,
Are you helping Charlie?
oh, there's Daniel, you can't see his head.
Who was Cars?
That's Carly.
Carly.
There's
Harley,
Joe.
there's Chelsea. Okay,
We're missing Amber on our side, but
both our kids are on.
Taylor?
I'm only missing
Mike.
no 5. 7. Well,
So there's Kyle and Nicole.
welcome to the family, Daniel.
Thank you.
You have no idea what you're in for.
You don't.
no.
What's that?
Daniel
Other
feels like
Daniel.
what?
Oh, other Daniel? Never mind.
Anna is marrying a Daniel. So we're having another Daniel.
Is Maddie on now?
Hey, Maddie.
Okay,
Yep.
there's John and Sarah. There's Daniel.
Where's the other grandbaby, Maddie? I see one.
We're getting the other one.
Oh,
Okay.
see, now look at Darren's beard. Darren's
Roger,
beard's
Sandy.
doing really well. Darren, show us your beard again. It doesn't rival Garrett's, but wait, where'd it go? Oh, see, look at Darren's beard.
Well, that is
This isn't what.
Logan,
Yeah.
we got
Have something going.
Crazy part is I trimmed like 4 inches off of it.
Amber doesn't.
Nails.
Logan, Carly. Oh, there's Carly. Okay.
Mike, he keeps changing.
Mike changes his.
Mike keep changes his background.
Okay.
Hey, there's Steven.
No.
Oh, I didn't see Steven. Come on.
There's Steven right there.
moving
Steve.
around.
Hi, Steve. Steven has a world behind him.
Hello.
There's Steve.
Steven! Tesla's rocket? Space station?
How does he do that? I really don't.
Hey everyone, Grandma. Taco.
Man, we're all just getting smaller and
Are you
smaller.
ready, Joe? And then there's
I don't know how to get everybody. I don't think I can on the board.
We about ready, you think?
Yep.
We don't know if some people are gonna join or not.
Let's come back over here to the
she was coming on, but I don't know.
Christmas group.
Computer.
No.
Kelly's.
Yeah.
He's ready to go.
Oh, there's mom and dad in the back.
You think they'd be in the front?
Alyssa said she was going to get on. I don't know.
Okay, well, wait a minute.
She's probably dealing with screaming kids.
Oh, we know how to- Oh,
Can you see me?
Marshall's eye. We see Marshall. Where's that?
Oh, look at the pins.
So
Getting
cute.
so big.
What's this all about?
We're about to give you quizzes. And there's prizes.
I'm going to see if Ethan wants to come in.
Happy anniversary.
Who's that?
Thank you, everybody.
No. Is it in the white? How come they're in the front? How come they're in the front?
His mom probably told him to sit down.
You want to sit down to the side? Yeah. You can see me. I'm good.
Get started and then just.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so probably the most unimportant thing. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Joining us for their virtual anniversary party. Anniversary. Now, we kind of send out the word, and so here's how tonight's going to work. We know you're all crazy busy, so the most unimportant thing is all the little gifts. Made a virtual gift for Grandma and Grandpa. Like maybe 5 little gifts. And I know. Okay. I didn't get that.
Hey, in case none of you guys have been on a Zoom meeting, everyone else go on mute. I can't hear anything Mom's saying. If this is your first Zoom meeting, if you're not talking, go on mute.
Good idea. If you're not talking, go on mute. Then thank you, Mike. So business-wise, if you want to say something, wave your hand, and then Kemp will unmute you, or you can unmute and say something. But just kind of let us know you want to say something, because there's a lot for everyone talking.
I think that if Marsh waves his hand, we should ignore him though.
Okay. we'll understand. Everyone but Marsh. Okay. So a few people said, I want to send a little virtual gift. I'm going to send a little virtual gift. But only a few. So don't feel like, oh no, I didn't have anything. So we got a few funny little things. The reason we're going to do it first is because some of the great grandkids wanted to see what the others did. So Kemp is going to, if you have something that we don't have here, then you just can upload it from where you are. But Kemp has a little something. We're going to start off, because we have all the grandkids paying attention, we're going to start off with a little something from the Slight combined family. Okay, Kemp, can we start with that one?
Yeah, give me just a second.
So
apparently no.
He's running fast.
I know he's doing. He's got a lot going here, but he's gonna try to get a little virtual happy anniversary from the Slight family, who all wish they could be here. They would very much like to be here.
The average rent was $90.
Stop.
You could get
Sorry, almost,
gas
Crystal.
for
Sorry.
a
Okay, you gotta get it up on video.
Christy?
I didn't know if you knew it wasn't up on video.
There it is. Yeah.
I gotta share that one though.
Us telling you did you put it up there doesn't help.
Maybe if everybody tells me at one time.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we need to share this one.
Crystals, yeah.
There you go. Maybe.
That doesn't look like the Slight family to me.
No, but we're working on it.
The year was 1960. The average rent was $98. You could get gas for a whopping 25 cents per gallon and buy a house for $12,000. When the U.S. entered the Vietnam War and John F. Kennedy was elected president, two young lovers decided to tie the knot, and we are so glad that they did. Now, to celebrate today, we are going to listen to two of the top songs in 1960. Happy anniversary, Grandma and Grandpa.
Hottest dance sensation in the last 4 years, a thing called the twist.
Oh my
Ladies and
gosh.
gentlemen, here's
No,
Johnny
no,
Depp.
no. Hey, we can't see. Okay, because they can't see.
They can't.
Yes. So we can twist and shake that twist.
Very handsome young man does it, and check the girl in the bikini. What's called the itsy bitsy teeny weeny is hard. Brian Hyland.
No, that's Grandpa, happy 60th anniversary. We love you and we hope the best for you. Happy anniversary.
Yay! Okay, the next video comes, go ahead, Kemp, comes from Christy and Kemp.
Nope.
Nope, we're not ready for that one?
Nope.
Oh, what are you doing? I don't know.
I am trying to get out of this.
Okay.
Give me just
In a minute.
Give me just a minute, okay? Okay, let's see.
No, that's Kemp over there, because it would really be bad if it was us.
Okay. All right, it's got to be a different one because I'm still.
Well done, Crystal and Garrett and Corey and Marsh. Super
Great.
cute. Super cute. Okay, does the Burton family have something to share with us virtually? Are you gonna hold it up?
Smile.
Oh, yes, we can. Yeah, 1 second.
Look at Sarah's face.
She's like, what's going on?
Not ready.
Okay. This is a picture that Sawyer drew of Grandma and Grandpa. Okay, ready?
Hold it up. Look real close.
Oh, wow.
Oh. Look at the one on the right has glasses.
That's nice.
I like it, sir.
Definitely has Kimzey art skills.
Hey, Claire, that's awesome.
Okay, Kim, do you want to share Stevens or Sammy's next?
I will do Sammy's next.
Okay, the
What
John
were we supposed to do?
has written a poem, complete with some pictures.
This one's, for some reason, this
I
one's
will just do this.
Where's it up?
Oh, shoot.
here, so you might have to turn it up a little bit. Okay. Whoever had the volume, turn it up all the way, okay?
Who are we talking to? Are you talking to one of us?
Anybody who's got the remote over there, just
I got. I don't know which one. Okay, you know which one. I don't know which one. The
let's see.
silver one. The apple one.
Yeah.
The apple one.
Yeah. Turn it up all the way for me and see if you can go up all the way. There. Okay, that's up all the way. It's just, this one's just hard to hear.
Okay.
And which one is it?
So much pressure when they did that shower.
I don't know.
Oh, I bet. I know.
You see Sammy's?
I don't see
Does John work?
Something's recording.
We're recording,
We're recording.
so don't.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Internet connection is unstable.
Once upon a time, there was.
Sure. Now.
There, you had a screen up.
Just for us, though, I can. Yeah, that's how I feel right now.
The next one. Yeah, just do the next one. And we can...
So these ones are from Steven.
Okay, we got Stevens.
Yeah, just like that.
Oh wait, those are pictures. What about the one you didn't?
What about which one?
He sent a crossword puzzle. Let's do that.
I never got that.
Okay, have him share. I'll have him share it.
Okay.
Tell me when you're ready.
Sammy, can you share yours? Are you in a position where you can share yours?
We will double check and see. Right this second, are you doing Stevens?
Well, I never got Steven's crossword puzzle, so Steve, we're gonna have to have you do the crossword puzzle, okay? Okay, so what do you want me to do? I'm sorry, this is.
Steven, just show us the crossword puzzle. I'll explain what it is, unless you want to.
There's not much. Okay, I'm on my iPad, so I can't really. I guess I can just point the iPad at my computer.
Okay, can you share ours?
Chrissy, ours is stuck on that computer. I'm trying to get it over to this computer. Okay.
Hey, Dad, Roger said we're good to share ours if we want to do ours.
All right.
All right, go ahead, Sammy. Thank you.
Oh, it says you disabled screen sharing for us.
Grandma Kimzey currently owned at her house.
Not
How
even
many
displayed.
dolls?
Yeah.
In owned at her house. Now this one is a gift from Corey and Marshall. This is $25 to your favorite gourmet burger place. So she said Red Robin, but if you don't have a Red Robin, she'll send you one to your favorite gourmet burger place.
But if you go over, it's
going over doesn't count.
So it's like Price is Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Closest
Close
without
without
going over. How many dolls?
Look at
Okay.
Carly.
Everybody get it in your mind.
She's doing this.
Ready? Are we ready to type in answers? 1, 2, type it in.
Everybody in?
Everybody in?
Oh, I still see some coming in. Wow, some good guesses. 34, 38, 59, 52, 22, 28, 40, 33, 125.
125.
36.
She's got a lot.
Garrett says 8. Garrett hasn't been to the house in a while.
I don't think Garrett's seen in the house.
I think he meant to do 88 and he missed one of the 8.
I think he missed the 8.
Okay, is everybody in?
Yeah, I realized I was a little low.
Okay, Grandma, counting all the dolls. How many are in your house? How many have you own?
94.
94.
We're close.
No, someone said 100.
Oh, they went over though. We got 83.
That's got to be Logan then.
Logan said 93.
Who's our winner?
83.
Who's our winner?
93.
Logan said
You can't go over
I
it.
see 83.
Logan says he put 93.
I said 83.
83, that's Logan. Logan's getting gourmet.
Posterity.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, 2 down.
Okay, this one is $25 Amazon gift card. Come on, Sawtells, represent. Let's go.
Go, Kimsey. Wait, who's giving the
Question is,
$25 card? Is that ours?
to the closest dollar without going over, what was Grandpa's first teaching salary?
Yearly.
Yearly teaching salary.
And it was the year
1968.
The year was 1968. He had graduated with his PhD and started teaching at New Mexico State.
Keith, I think you would agree with me that that was a very good year for humans. 68.
68. Okay, write in your answers. Everybody got your
answers.
Got your answer? Okay, ready? You ready? 1, 2.
I'd say 60.
Write it in.
But I'm just guessing. I don't know. What do you think?
Okay. Wow, we got some.
Got some close ones?
Okay, Logan says 83. No, that's the last one.
It's not 83, Logan.
Okay, are we ready? Is everybody in?
Jacob says $100.
Okay, are we ready?
Grandpa, you're practically a dinosaur. Like, those are probably silver dollars. So.
Okay, Grandpa, what is the number? What was your salary starting in 1968 with a PhD?
$10,000.
I got it.
Steven.
Steven, okay, what was the high? What was the range?
Oh, wait a minute.
I think Daniel
Crystal got it too.
Crystal got it too.
I think Daniel and Lauren said they got it.
And Daniel Lawrence said?
What's the tiebreaker? Rock, paper, scissors? Can't, air five.
We could do it.
We need to
Daniel said 10-5.
10-5.
Oh,
Yes,
so
it's
it's
over.
over. So Crystal and who got it?
Steven.
We're over, but it looks like Steven got it at 10 even.
Yeah, Steven and Crystal got
Steven and
exactly
Crystal.
10. So
Okay,
we have.
so we'll split the gift card. The
Yeah.
gift card will be coming your way.
Okay.
So they'll send it. That was yours.
All right, that was our gift card,
Okay,
so we'll send it to you.
This one is from the Sawtells. This is $20 to your favorite steakhouse. Okay, this one is, how much did the first house they bought cost? This would have been in
The same
1968
Uh-huh.
in New
One on
Mexico
Crestview.
when they moved to Las Cruces, and they bought their first little four-bedroom, two-bath house.
Is that the white one on the corner?
Crestview.
On
Crestview.
Crestview.
No, that was a broad. It was Crestview.
What?
Give me just a question.
Hey, Steven, you're still
Yeah.
75, 72, right? Wait, where did we move on the screen? Your
Okay.
phone, you're still 75, 72, right?
Just send it virtual.
This one just makes it.
Okay, are you ready?
Okay.
Are you ready for an answer?
Yes, everybody on 1, 2, 3, type in your answers.
Hey, how big was this home? What are we talking about here?
Two bath.
Bedroom, two bath.
1,750 square feet.
And in what was that, Dan?
68.
1968, where Keith was born.
Was that a new home or was that an older home?
What?
Was that like, did they build
It was
Built
new.
Mike's doing some research right
that
now.
new or was
Googling.
that an older home? What was
Hey,
that?
Mike, no cheating.
Mike's doing the research. Mike just looked up their address and found the original price for the home in 1968.
Sold for.
Yeah, what was the address?
Okay, are we ready? What do you got, Kemp? What's the range?
Did you guys all put in your answers?
No, we didn't do 1, 2, 3 yet.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Oh, we did.
Yeah. Are the answers in?
Everybody putting in their answers?
I think everybody's are in.
Okay, what do you got, Kemp? What's the range?
I see $22,000 all the way up to
What if nobody gets it without?
$37,000. No, $65,000.
Okay. All right, Grandpa, what was your first home? Four bedroom, two bath, 1,700 square foot home in 1968.
$20,000.
Oh, everybody went over.
Everybody's over.
You guys are awful.
Wait,
15,000.
15.
Matt and Deb, 7,500. Chelsea, 15.
I did 11.
We did 5,000.
I did 15. I think I'm the closest.
Yeah, we're looking. Hold on. Chelsea.
I think 15 is the winner.
Chelsea.
Alyssa also did 15.
Who did?
Who?
Logan did 15?
No, Alyssa.
Alyssa did 15.
Did
What,
you see
Alyssa there too?
Did you see Matt Deb's face on the question?
What? Matt and Deb's like, what? We want to go back to that year.
Ready?
Okay, so who won
Okay,
those?
so that one, do you have to split that one two ways? or
Pause. Madison did 19.
Oh, Madison did
Logan, you're looking back too far. That was my last. Alyssa's was 65 for this one. I said 75,000. So
That was the last one. Okay.
Oh, that was last.
What's crazy is that that's the same amount of square footage that our house is, and our house was 150.
That's a pretty good deal.
Ours was 280 for the same amount of square footage.
Think about it, Crystal. You could have bought like 12 houses.
I can't tell.
Wait, what was the square footage?
Trying to figure out the winner.
1,750.
Chelsea was 15. Who else was 15? Alyssa?
That's like to the square foot what our old house was
Yeah.
for 290.
Hey, Grandpa, what was your salary that year?
Alyssa said
It was $20,000.
$20,000.
No,
Alyssa, what?
the salary was 10, but the house.
The salary was 10. Remember, that was the last question.
Oh, salary was 10 when you bought a $20,000 home?
Yeah. Not bad, huh?
That's not a bad way to start. Okay, so we believe that Chelsea won that one.
Yes, I think Chelsea.
No contest there. Chelsea got that one. Okay, Chelsea's the steakhouse. Okay, now we're coming in with we have.
Last one.
It's ours.
Oh yeah, Carrie and Kim. What are we doing, Carrie?
They don't know.
We're doing a gift tribute tour.
We'll just do Amazon. Then.
Okay. I was going to do Victoria's Secret. Kim wants to do Amazon.
Okay.
You're just bucking for favorite
Amazon
uncle,
gift card from Carrie and
Is it
Kim.
the last question?
Yeah, I think so. I think, yeah. Okay, this one is.
We'll do the grand prize.
Oh, the ground prize.
50!
Oh, 50!
Oh, $50!
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna throw an extra 15 on top of that.
Oh, now it's up to 65!
Anybody else throwing in more?
This is a big question, guys.
And Steven and Crystal, you should be getting yours very
Okay,
soon.
Kelly was their firstborn. How much did it cost them to bring Kelly into the world?
Doctor and hospital.
Doctor and hospital combined to bring Kelly into the world in the year of 1961.
Yes.
This is for $65.
You can't go over.
Can't go over.
What am
Can't
I
go over.
worth?
What was Kelly worth?
What's Kelly worth?
What's Kelly worth?
61.
And there was no like,
$2
C-sections or anything,
No,
right? Just
no,
straight.
just like, yeah, no C-section, plain old boring birth.
How long did you stay in the hospital, Mom?
This is our 5th one.
5 days. 5 days
She
stay
was
in
in
the
the hospital
hospital.
for 5 days.
Well, that's cute.
And by the way,
Okay,
Krista
are we
forgot
ready?
There's another
Okay,
one.
1, 2, 3. Put in your answer.
Yeah, they're all smiling. Everybody wants this.
Firstborn cost. Are we ready?
Well, has everybody put it in?
Firstborn cost, roll it.
Kaylee's wanting to win this one. I can see it on her
Okay, we got
face.
it.
I'm terrible at this. I keep guessing like 4 times what everyone else guesses.
That's because you live in California, Kaylee.
Yeah, well, I don't know what life outside California is like.
420, 500, 300, 675,
Look, you can guess
1,500.
Okay, let's ask Grandpa what it is. Okay, Grandma and Grandpa. Their firstborn with the doctor and the hospital combined cost them
$75 for the doctor, $75 for the hospital. She stayed in 5 days.
150.
Oh, I got the 75.
You got it right on the nose.
Yeah!
Wait a minute, Savannah got it right on the nose.
Anybody else?
No,
As far as I can see, those are the only 250s.
Okay, we got
It's
some.
150.
There we go, just you.
Only 150.
Okay.
Kim.
Yeah, it's 100.
150.
150.
That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said 200.
Oh.
No.
No.
Okay.
There are 2.
Time out.
Okay.
I just realized we just gave away 5 gift cards, and there are 6 siblings. Nice try, Keith.
Yeah,
Nice
Keith, you
try.
gotta do your gifts.
Guess
man.
what, Keith? We have another question.
So, Keith, what are you giving us?
What's the bounty on this one, Keith?
He's muted.
Keith's up there going, I don't know.
I don't know.
What do you want?
What do you want to give to their? You can do.
What are you contributing to the cause, Keith?
$20.
A gift card.
A gift card or your GMC
no,
pickup.
We can do another $50 gift card at Amazon.
Woo!
And we have
All right, this one is for, thank you, Uncle Keith. This one is for how many total houses in 60 years of marriage have the Mr. and Mrs. Kimzey lived in?
Not owned.
Rented
Oh,
and
Lived in. How many houses have they lived in?
but not.
Are we counting like camping tents on the side of a lake as a house?
What was that? What, Matthew?
No,
Are we counting like tents on the side of a lake as a house?
they were never homeless.
No.
They lived in that tent.
That's true. They lived in a tent.
Actual structures.
30.
But for those who didn't know it, they did live in a tent for a summer.
I think you're
Does that count the car we lived in when the bear attacked us for the night?
Okay, everybody got your answers? How many houses, without going over, did the Mr. and Mrs. live in 60 years? 1, 2, write it in.
I think it's way low.
From
Just
Okay, ready? In?
no, 31 houses in 60 years.
How many houses have you lived in over your 60 years of marriage?
I mean, honey, we knew they had the same one in Hawaii for 18 years.
Okay, Joe was 19.
Ooh, Joe's close.
Wait, what was it? I missed it.
23.
23.
23. That's crazy.
Whoa.
Craziness.
Kaylee's not getting anywhere close. She was way high on it.
I was like, oh, they lived in Hawaii for 14 years. Now they've just lived in Phoenix. So that's 2. Like, it can't be that much more.
Joe was the closest at 19.
Joe! All right, Joe!
19. Okay, so we know you're all got a million things to do, but we wanted to give you each a chance to say something that you've loved and appreciated about this wonderful couple, or that they've taught you, or just something memorable as you wish them each a happy anniversary. So we'll start with Kelly's oldest. Who's ever here of Kelly's oldest?
Jacqueline's in there somewhere.
And if you want it, whatever you want to say, I love this about you, or thank you for this, or you make me laugh when you do this, or whatever you want to say.
Drives me crazy.
And whatever. And then at the very end, we'll have Grandma and Grandpa are each going to give us our marriages to be as successful as theirs. So we'll start with Jacqueline. Then we'll go to Kelly's oldest, then Carrie's from oldest to youngest, then Christy's from oldest to youngest. So you know where you are. So unmute yourself and join in when it's your turn. Okay? Yeah, keep it very brief. Keep it brief. Okay, Jacqueline, you got anything for us?
Sorry, I'm trying to find some place with light. We have no power and very bad cell phone service tonight here. We've had bad storms. I would say the thing I love most about my grandparents, I think they have been a great example of marriage. I know it's their anniversary party but they really have. They've been a great example of marriage, what a marriage should be like, and how they take care of each other. Love you guys.
Thank you, dear. Okay, Jacob's on somewhere. Here's Jacob.
I love you.
Gideon's gonna pipe in. Hey, we love you.
We love you.
We really like how you guys take time every year to come and visit all of us and make us feel special. We know it's not easy, especially as you get older, but it's been fantastic to see you guys over the years, especially now that we're married and have kids of our own and stuff, and you get to see all the great grandkids.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey there, happy anniversary. We're glad we could join you remotely since we haven't been able to see you in probably 5 or 6 years now living on this side of the country. But I guess it's your fault. You gave us an appreciation for warm weather, so that's why we're all the way out here. We love you.
Love you too. Thank you.
Daniel?
Happy anniversary! Kind of ditto Jacob, but we also really appreciated you coming out to visit frequently, at least once a year. It was good to see you. And usually that came along with chocolate-covered macadamia nuts.
That's a good one.
Daniel. Good luck in your new job.
Okay, who's next?
Benjamin.
Ben's on. Okay, Ben.
Hey, happy anniversary, Grandma and Grandpa. Yeah, just what has already been said. We appreciate you guys and seeing you when we can. It's been a long time. But just like Daniel, we always remember something about you. I remember playing Skin the Cat when I was super little. And it's always fun memories to think back on those. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Joe.
Happy anniversary. Don't really have much to say. Glad for all the fond memories we had. I mean, when you guys came and visited, probably my favorite one was the Krispy Kreme donuts you guys brought.
My kids are all about food.
He doesn't look like he eats any Krispy Kreme donuts right now.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Let's go to Carrie's kids.
Chelsea.
And Coco. Chelsea and Coco.
Hi. I was gonna say, I think we're on the food kick because I was thinking about how you made Taco Bell always seem like a luxury item. But when I was a kid, we would always pack us up and take us to Taco Bell, and I still have fond memories, even though I eat it now and think, I don't know if this is my favorite food, but I love Taco Bell because of you. You say hi?
And then you have Carly on too.
Together.
Okay. Oh, Carly and Casey together. Okay.
Oh, is it our turn?
Yeah.
I guess I was thinking of a food thing too, but I just remember whenever you guys would come into town because of your certain drinking habits, we got to go get drinks a lot and you would buy slushies a lot, and I remember loving that as a kid.
Your legacy is food-based.
Okay, Carly, what about you?
Probably just
I don't know, usually the memories I have are like you guys coming in for a lot of special events like graduations or big races or anything like that. And a lot of times Grandpa just like waking up from his snoring, even though he's so exhausted from traveling. But you guys still made a point to like come and visit us all the time.
Very good. Very good. Okay, I think we're at the Sawtells, starting with Mike. You, Andy, you're up. Andy.
I have no idea who Andy is, but I just think our grandma and grandpa are so fun to be around. Remember, Grandpa, when we bought those dirt bikes and you went out riding with us and you were just this cool grandpa riding a dirt bike and laid it down and lost all the skin on your legs? Great time. Great time.
Good times. Matthew.
All right. So I was thinking about what I wanted to say, and I would say the importance that Grandma and Grandpa have always placed on family is a big deal to me. Like, I didn't realize until I was older that not everybody got together with all of their cousins every 2 years from clear up and down the West Coast to know who they all were and to build friendships. And so I just love that Grandma and Grandpa knew and valued family so much and have passed that along to us. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Sarah.
We love how just totally selfless they are. I think probably all of us have either stayed with them or had people we know that they don't know stay with them. And they're just always so willing to help us out in any way. So we love that about you, Grandma and Grandpa. Love you.
Thank you.
Sammy, you're up.
I think one of our favorite things about Grandma and Grandpa is that they can take a good razzing like nobody else. I think we've all made fun of Grandpa for the pool, catching Chelsea in the pool, why family camp. We've all taken turns making fun of Grandma and Grandpa, and they just take it and laugh, and they don't get mad. They're such good sports, and it's so fun to be around them because I know not everybody's grandparents are like that.
Literally watched that video last night.
And we laughed.
Chelsea drowning Grandpa. It was
We all
awesome.
laughed. We still laugh, and we laughed just as hard at Corey laughing on the video.
And the fudge. I just have to add that in.
Thank you, Rob. Okay, Steve, you're up.
Yeah, I think one thing I love is like they have very carefree. I feel like they don't take anything really too seriously. And I think maybe living in New York City, I really appreciate that more these days. But like anything from, where we go out to eat restaurants in college or, filming a TikTok video that they find extremely stupid, but I thought was really fun. I definitely appreciate that about you, Grandma and Grandpa.
Thank you.
You're very fun. Okay, Corey's kids are up. Garrett.
All right. So I lived with Grandma and Grandpa for like 4 months when they were in Hawaii, and I loved every minute of it. But I was with Grandpa for a month, just the two of us. And I remember this one night, I went in the kitchen. There was this huge cockroach on the counter, and I was like, "Grandpa, oh, there's a cockroach in there." And I just remember him going, just screaming and throwing like shoes and stuff around to try and kill it. So, but yeah, I loved being with you guys. So love you. Happy anniversary.
Thank you. You're up, Crystal.
Sweet. My probably favorite memory, I love how they come up and visit. I think that's amazing for the great grandkids. But my favorite memory was when we went on a car ride to Utah, and somehow Garrett got to sit in the front seat, and Grandma, Mom, and I were all stuck in the back seat. And just the hazing and the fun that Garrett and Grandpa had teasing each other as Grandpa hit every piece of rubber that could possibly be on the freeway. So I just remember anytime you were with Grandma and Grandpa, you were having an amazing time. So love you. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Okay,
Kaylee.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm having a hard time choosing one. I'll say really fast. So my favorite things, I love that Grandma always has gum. It's like I always remember when you would come visit Grandma, it was like the best. I always knew I could have like unlimited gum. Like, and it was always, and that's still my favorite kind of gum. Was it the extra polar ice that you always had? It's still my favorite kind of gum. I don't know if it's just because like as a kid it was so great to have from you, but I also loved that you'd always take us to go to the movies when you came, because I feel like Mom and Dad wouldn't take us to go to the movies at that stage of our lives, and so it was always like this huge treat that we got to go to a movie when you guys came to town.
There was always candy and popcorn with Grandma.
And I was gonna say, and that it was candy always. So, and also third thing, just that I remember going to Hawaii, and I just loved. You guys were like so fun hosting us, going to Hawaii the couple times, and like going without Mom and Dad, and you guys would just drive us around everywhere, and it was great. So love you guys. Happy anniversary.
Amber, what?
Okay. I just want to comment before Amber starts. Laura was only Kyle's kid who broke the.
Wait, what?
Who was saying that?
Wait, where did they go?
Where'd you go?
They've been having trouble getting kicked off.
We lost Amber and Mitch.
Let him come back. Go on to Logan.
And Logan, they had to.
Logan had to leave to go pick up KJ from the babysitter.
And Hunter and Melody were kicked off.
Okay.
So if Mitch
That's why I said 3 things, because all my siblings are lame.
Kaylee, obviously the golden child, right?
Yes.
Mitch on.
Mitch,
Well, it looks like they're coming back on.
Yes. Keith and tell me.
Yes. Okay, Keith's kids are up, starting with Alyssa.
Okay.
Yes,
So I
miss.
was thinking, first of all, thank you for. Can you hear me? There you go. Thanks for living in Hawaii so we can come visit you. I appreciate that. But one of my favorite memories is when Grandma went through that stage where she was doing her face exercises, and she would come visit and she'd be doing the strange faces while she was breathing. And I've never forgotten those when she was doing her crazy faces in the middle of the room. And we were just dying laughing, trying to figure out what she was doing. So I will always love that memory, because every time I see one of those videos pop up, I'm like, I remember those. I'll never forget it.
Okay, Maddie.
Where's Maddie? Oh, there she is.
Okay, so I was trying to decide what I loved, and like something Alyssa said about I thought she was going a different direction. I thought she was going with the fact that Grandma always had those strange diets she was on, and it reminded me of the time that she made these cookies. We call them the cardboard cookies. She, for some reason, thought they tasted good, but they tasted exactly like cardboard, and she was like trying to hand them out. I think she was trying to get rid of them. But we thought that was funny. And then one thing I thought about with Grandpa, I remember when it was right before I left on a mission. I was going to my interview right before you leave, and Grandma and Grandpa were there, and their car was parked behind mine, and it had their brand new, I think it's a Dodge Charger, but it was brand new. You just barely gotten it. And I asked if you could move your car, and Grandpa was like, here, just take my car, and he tossed me his keys. And I just remember being excited because they cared more about letting us have fun experiences and driving around their fancy new car than their material things. Same thing with their T-Bird that they just got. They let us just drive it around, which was really fun. So I appreciate your generosity and your weird quirks with weird cookies. And I hope you have a great anniversary.
Thank you.
Savannah's up there.
Ethan.
Where's Ethan?
Is he on?
All right. So one thing that I was thinking about, I love how easy Grandma and Grandpa are to talk to and to hang out with. I feel like every time I come over, I can just sit down and talk with them for hours, and it doesn't feel like I need to make an effort to go see my grandparents. Like I generally love to go hang with Grandma and Grandpa because they're so fun to be around. So happy anniversary.
And Savannah.
Okay, so I was thinking of things I loved. And like, I don't know if I actually love this, but Grandpa's lizard kisses definitely left an impression on my childhood. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's definitely there. What I don't love was when Grandpa wore his bike shorts when they were staying at our house once. Newspaper, and it came downstairs, and it was just an awful experience. But also, my senior year, when my parents went to Italy for like 2 weeks, Grandma came and stayed with me. And so it was just Grandma and I partying it up for like 2 weeks, and she let me hang out with my friends, even on school nights. And we just had a really good time, so it was fun.
No, you need to let Keith incorporate.
Do we want, with siblings?
Right, with siblings.
We did. Okay, Mom and Dad have one last thing to say before you all take off. You guys each want to take a minute? Okay.
As usual, she defers to me. The one thing that I wanted to just tell people as you're young marrieds, what we learned when we were young marrieds is, and it might seem obvious to you, but we learned that men and women are different. And it took us a while actually to realize that we don't think alike. And you can't assume that your spouse looks at things the same way you do or thinks exactly like you do. So you have to talk to each other. You can't assume that your spouse knows what you see or what you're doing. So you have to talk to each other, realizing that you are two very different people. And if once you get to do that, it takes away about 90% of the potential conflicts you'll have in your marriage.
Thank you, Grandpa. Grandma, any advice?
I think one thing I learned kind of the hard way was to look for the good things. You can always find something wrong with your spouse. There's always things that if you choose to, you can pick at. But if you sit down and make a list of all of the good qualities and remember those are the things that will stick with you, and it makes you a better companion and a better spouse and a better marriage. And I guess the gospel has always been foremost in our lives, and I think that is with each one of you the same, is keep the Savior close. And that's it. We love you all, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for taking the effort to
We love you,
join us
everybody.
tonight. We do really appreciate it.
I think Grandma and Grandpa's success as parents and grandparents shows in how many of you made just a huge effort to be here tonight. And I think you shows your love and your appreciation to them by making the effort to be here. And we really appreciate it. It's been a really nice virtual party. Thank you so much to all of you who made the effort to be here. Oh, should we have Grandma open her present from Grandpa before everybody signs off? We'd like to see what Grandpa got her. Okay.
This is Grandpa's present to Grandma.
Since her spouse is awesome, she's not gonna lie.
Okay, this is Grandma's present.
Let's get out of the way.
It's a new car. That will surprise me.
Just let me get closer.
Oh, it's just beautiful. Oh, it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
At the bottom.
Okay.
Oh, it's beautiful. I didn't see that and said I wanted it.
Okay, turn around, show me the ground to look at it. This is the newest Greg Olson painting.
Yeah, let's
Kyle,
go.
give it to Kyle to show you.
You said you wanted it? I'd already ordered it. I kept minimizing it. So, because it was already on its way.
Thank you, everybody. We love you. Thank you for
I didn't want you to
joining.
order another one.
Keith and Corey.
Couldn't be here.
I think they're gonna Keith and
Yeah.
Corey are gonna stay on, right?
I think Keith and Corey are staying on a little bit. And grandkids, thank you so much.
It's really good to see all of you. We do this more often.
Happy anniversary. We love you.
Love you. Bye. Good night.
Love you guys. Adios.
Bye.
Happy
anniversary.
Happy COVID.
Crystal, you can already have your gift card.
Love you guys. I did see that. I got something. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, nobody mentioned Grandma Kimzey's rolls, so I have to at least say I'm grateful for Grandma Kimzey's rolls.
Oh, yeah, food face.
Food face. Yeah.
Make sure that's where Gabe is looking these days.
Good.
All right, good night, grandkids.
Good night, Matt. Thanks for staying up so late.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Well, there's Corey's child.
Upside down.
Very good.
We did miss you too. We really did.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you've been laughing the whole time. You didn't miss us.
didn't have Corey's laugh, so we weren't laughing much.
It was a lot easier to tell stories about you.
Okay. Did either one of you remember the 24 cars, 25 cars? What was it, 25?
23.
25
cars.
25 cars?
houses.
Would you have guessed 25 cars?
I would
Last-
No.
We were trying to go through some of them as the kids.
I said between 50
The
and
little bubble
95.
I thought
so,
Okay,
16.
what was, Keith and Corey, do you remember the little bubble car? It was
No.
No.
Remember that? It was about
In
the
New
size of
Mexico.
Dad. It was like,
I don't remember
In New
that.
Mexico.
It
maybe
was
it was
smaller
earlier.
than a VW Bug.
What color was it? White.
Yeah, it was what?
I don't remember that at all.
What year was that though, Dad? They may have been really young.
Yeah.
We were too little.
Because the 3 younger kids don't remember that.
I don't
Was
remember
it
it.
in
So
early
No, I
70s?
definitely
Was that the
remember.
one that floated down the street?
Keith wouldn't have been very
After
old.
the rain?
Wait, so how many cars was there? I forgot.
25.
See, and I only wrecked like 3 of them. That's a really small percentage. If you think about it.
Yeah, you were kissing somebody.
Yeah. That's right. That could have been one of the kids. How many cars did
Keith wrecked.
Tanya's working on Steven's crossword right now.
Oh, you're fun.
So, Dad, which was your favorite car and which was your least favorite car?
Well, the little bubble car was the least favorite. VW Bugs ran me off the road. It was a 2-cylinder, and I would lose speed going up the slide incline in town. It
Hey,
was-
remember the one that one of your students gave you for like $10 or something that I drove for a while?
Yeah, it didn't have a floorboard in it.
Yeah, I drove that. That had to be cheaper.
we didn't ever own that.
We traded so you could take
What-
our car.
Yeah, we traded because your friend, you guys all wanted to go into town, and you couldn't trust his car. So
No, I'm talking about the one when I was in high school. One of your TAs gave you one that Marcia and I painted white.
Oh, I do remember that one.
Like this teal colored when you got it, and Marcia and I painted it white.
I don't remember.
Oh, you
that.
didn't get 26
Oh,
cars.
26. Well, and we were talking about the Datsun, the green Datsun, that Kyle ran into complete oblivion. And,
Yes.
And the one that, the black Datsun truck that Carrie said on the way home from Utah, he had to get gas on a hill because it wouldn't start. So he had to always roll it down the hill and jump in it to start it. So he always had to get gas at the top of a hill.
Yeah,
I
but
should ask a question. How many paper routes did Mom and Dad have?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. We did have a lot.
Well, he said how many the least and favorite cars. What about the most favorite kid and the least favorite kid?
We didn't have a favorite and a least favorite. How many times
That
have I
depended
drove
on the day.
Yeah.
Kyle, because he brought me into the
Yeah.
family.
We watched some of those videos and things last night. We were laughing so hard when Dad dropped Chelsea.
Corey, you were laughing so hard. Who's shaking the rope?
He must have been close to 60 when he did
That was amazing.
That
he was
was
up
pretty
there. I
impressive,
would've been up there
actually.
to visit.
After he did the whole thing, we were like, okay, that was pretty impressive.
No,
We
isn't
made
it-
fun of him, but that was pretty impressive.
Isn't this when he's like, the older we get, the less
more
we
impressive
reason
it
about
is.
Yes,
stuff like
because
that?
it's more and more impressive.
Oh, really cool.
60 years old going across the wire. Okay, that's pretty impressive.
Wasn't that funny though? Did you notice when Michael said, wait, I'm making $20,000 a year, no, $10,000 a year, and you bought a $20,000 house, about a 2 times your income house. Can you imagine?
Which was fairly average at that time.
Yeah.
Well, now they do a lot more than that.
Oh,
That's
they
what I
do
said. That's why I
10
was
times.
interested.
Yeah, now it's, you do 10 times your salary. Yeah.
2 times you paid off in 5 years.
Yeah, 2 times it'd be easy to pay off.
Can't even buy a decent car for 20 grand.
I thought it was funny was Kaylee she lives in California and she kept going so far over everything. And she's like, what?
Except for the how many times they'd moved. I think she guessed 4 or something like that.
How many houses?
Yeah, that was fun.
Okay, can I share a memory though? I'm over here. I'm in the swing. I remember the very first time I met them.
Unforgettable.
I'm not gonna give all the details. It was an eventful night. Because I came over to watch movies, and it was January, And I don't know, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning and we were done. And so we went outside to have me leave and
Oh, yeah, that's why you went outside. Yeah.
No,
That was it.
and it had been snowing the whole time. And my car was snowed in. And it was this little light truck, and you guys lived in that Orem house where you kind of had to go up a hill to get to the other big hills. Anyway, it was just, we tried desperately.
I tried really hard to get it out.
I really tried to get that out. But anyway, I ended up having to sleep over at their house. I had never met them before. And it was like that really great time of the month for females for me, which why I was so desperate to get home because I had nothing with me. So I was just like, I have to tell Kyle this. So I was like, hey, Kyle, by the way, is there any chance you can have anything in the house? So he's like, oh, no, I'll go ask my mom, a woman I've never met before. So he goes upstairs and wakes up his mom. Hey, Nicole, Nicole's here, blah, 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 blah. He comes down and he's like, hey, I forgot. My mom had a hysterectomy like 20 years ago. I don't have any sisters. We don't have any of these. So she thought maybe this would help, and she gave me a washcloth.
The baby slept in my bed.
Sleep in his bed. I've never had such an earnest prayer. Please don't let me bleed on his sheets. Please don't let me bleed. So the next morning I woke up and I went out and I met them, and she was like, how did that work for you last night? Anyway, you guys were like so cool about it, and you were so nice, and you were so. Anyway, first impression said it all for me. It was such a positive thing because they were so cool in this very unusual circumstance that Kyle had a sleepover with a girl in his bed. Well, he slept in Keith's bed. I slept in Kyle's bed. He slept in Keith's bed.
Thanks for not putting her in my bed, Kyle. I appreciate it.
I prayed so hard it was your bed.
Keith's like, who are you? What are you doing?
Keith was on a mission.
We can't sleep in Kyle's bed. Put her in Keith's bed.
That'd be really awkward later when you got married.
I slept with you before you did.
I slept with your brother first.
We think we're so funny.
I got all weekend. They think they're so funny.
So you guys couldn't get up to Mike's cabin?
No. It was pretty much torn up. But you know what I said yesterday, Corey? He said, I think I'm so funny when Corey's around. But when Corey's not here, I'm never as funny.
I say the same things and they don't laugh. And they're like, I said, I'm funny. And they're like, well, that's not that funny. My sister thinks I'm hilarious.
Wow, Corey's a terrible cage. Corey would laugh at a blank piece of paper.
No, Kyle is funny.
I know, he is.
Thank you.
He is.
You guys didn't miss anything last night, though. We started out talking about our high cholesterol, and pretty soon we got to our sore hips and our bad
The
backs.
operations.
The operations.
We talked about menstrual
We're like a bunch
cycle.
of little old people talking about our health.
Colonoscopies.
We're all like, what is wrong with us?
That's what happens when your parents have been married 60 years.
It was a very downer conversation.
Ken finally goes, this conversation is very weird.
It was nice that you could come and visit with us tonight.
Yeah, it was nice that everybody made an effort.
It was fun to see everybody.
Been a while since we all got together.
Were all the grandkids on?
A lot of them were. But
I didn't see Corey. I didn't see Gabe.
That's right.
Corey was up in the mountains, and so he texted earlier that he didn't have internet connection.
And some people checked in over there for a while, but I think we probably had at the 27th, we probably had at least
Mitch and Amber kept trying, and they were on for a little while, but they kept getting kicked off.
Hunter and Melody was off and on. They kept getting kicked
Yeah,
off.
some of them did
I
get
saw
getting
six
kicked
of
off.
mine.
Carrie had 3 of his.
Yeah.
Christy had all of hers.
All of mine.
You had all of yours.
So we had most of the grandkids.
Yeah, we did. Alicia wasn't on.
No, she was working tonight.
Oh, that's
Oh.
A little girl. She just told us today.
Who?
Oh, she's having a girl?
Alicia's having a girl.
And we talked about this last night too. Alicia's baby will be what number of total family members for mom and dad do you think? So
102.
all the spouses, all the kids,
Close.
and the grandkids, and their
Oh, I have no idea.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Vanna marrying Daniel, he's number 100.
Well, that's what we thought.
That's what we thought.
That's what we
It'll
thought
be
too.
97.
We thought he was
Yeah.
97. No,
Alicia's
98.
baby, no,
96.
97. Because we have
Oh, the
three
three
more
babies.
kids. Alicia's baby will be number 100.
Okay.
Unless you were different. Count. We tried to count them all.
But
up.
also,
We counted
Alicia's
twice.
baby will be the 40th.
40th?
The 40th great grandchild. Amber's MJ was the 4th, and he just barely turned 7.
So yeah,
Wow.
7 years. That's how many great
36
grandkids.
in 7
36
years.
7 years.
Wow.
And this year we have 7 great grandbabies. That's the most we've had in any one year. Of course, Maddie doubled up, so that.
Yeah.
Oh, I got 4.
No, Keith, you went from
Overachiever.
Keith, you went from 0 to 4 like you and Tanya did overnight. It was boom.
We went from 2 to, we're going to go from 2 to 6 pretty fast.
Yeah.
That is fast.
And we've been really consistent. 1 each calendar year until this year we had 2.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, we're doing 4 this year. 4 plus a in-law. So
Yeah,
That's
you,
pretty
you did your contribution this year.
next year, I don't think I'm going to have any more. All the kids say, nope, none next year.
Well, you can't expect them to have one every year. Nobody, crazy people do that.
Yeah, who does that?
I think
Us, Savannah and Daniel could maybe surprise you.
Yeah, they're hoping not. How's that?
Are they getting really excited about the wedding?
I think they are, yeah. They're starting to plan things, and it's 3 weeks away, so.
I know their invitations arrived yesterday.
She was addressing a lot of them today, so you guys should all get one soon.
Oh, that's fun. I wish there wasn't COVID. That's kind of putting the damper on things.
Yeah.
That's why you guys aren't here. You guys would be here. Jeff.
Are they going to have any kind of luncheon or anything afterwards, Keith?
I think there's a luncheon, and they're doing a small reception. I mean, they figure they can get 50 people, and most receptions, you probably won't have that many at one time anyway. So, and I don't think it's going to be at the door counting.
Savannah told me that Daniel said, he goes, there's not going to be anybody there because my parents don't have any friends.
I think we might have more people there than them. So we'll see.
Where's the reception going to be?
What's that?
Where is the reception and the luncheon?
It's in the Daniel's parents' backyard
Okay.
Salt Lake.
And then it's Salt Lake.
area. Yeah.
That's fine.
And then we're planning one up here in August, hopefully, unless Yakima's still on shutdown by then.
Which it could be.
Could be. We're
Which
kind
way
of
we're going.
for the real COVID thing, so.
Where are they going on the honeymoon since their options maybe more limited?
Oh, yeah.
They were going to go to Mexico, but they can't go, so they maybe get somewhere in Park City or something for a couple nights.
That's nice.
Corey went to Park City. He loved it.
Hunter and Melody went to Park City. You know what I mean? And loved it. That's where Hunter and Melody
So this morning we were talking about, obviously we want to try to get together for the 60th anniversary, all the kids, if we can. Whether it's September, October, whatever we can, we'll try to plan something. But we also we were looking at some pictures from June when we were all together. And whether we do it next year or whenever we do it, when the next 6 siblings and mom and dad and our spouses all get together, where would be a fun place to go? Kim said he thought Lake Tahoe would be fun.
Oh, that would be fun.
We really liked Idaho.
Kyle and
That
Nicole
was
said
fun.
they thought North Carolina might be fun to go, go somewhere different. Because somebody mentioned it'd be nice to have somewhere we could fly into and not have to drive. Fly into
Yeah.
the airport and not have to drive. So
We could do a place in Colorado. It's got
somewhere in Colorado, somewhere up in Montana, something like that.
Montana's
Nice
pretty.
lake or river.
I love the Tahoe idea.
Hey, we
Yeah.
could give Montana with a nice cabin. That would be nice.
So we'll start making, thinking about what would be fun.
Yeah, if any of you have like friends with really big cabins that are willing to give free, it's even better. Especially it'd be nice if they have a ski boat to go with it on a lake. So, that
And some kayaks.
and some kayaks would be good. And jet skis. Jet skis.
That's all?
You're not asking much, huh?
Get the helicopters in so we don't have to.
You guys all
Maybe a private jet to fly everyone there would be kind of nice.
Yeah.
We better get Mike
involved if we need to, somebody to know somebody with a jet, probably. So.
Just because it's super economical, they're like.
That'd be nice if we have somebody with a jet that would fly over. And
That'd
pick us
have to
all
be
up.
Keith. He's the only one
Yeah.
who's enough
Yeah,
friends.
Keith. You have to get some.
Yeah.
You'll have fun by next year.
Keith, you need a jet for your high grade jet.
Yeah, his insurance won't go up at all.
Your insurance won't go up. He's like, that's not even funny.
I can barely afford to drive. Our insurance is so bad. Can you imagine what a jet would do? So are we thinking there's going to be a large cousin one in September, or?
I think everybody still wants.
We're
to do it.
hoping.
No one has come up with a concrete plan of how we can do it.
Well,
But, or if it's possible.
Nobody
And
knows.
no one knows where, what we're gonna do, when or what, but,
And we should pick a date so that people can put on a calendar if.
well, except we don't know what's gonna be open when, like Yakima's definitely possibly still gonna be closed in September.
Yeah, Washington be closed down, aren't they?
Well,
Aren't you guys pretty closed down in Washington?
We are in Yakima.
Are you? Do you have to wear masks and everything?
Yep.
Supposed to.
Like St. George is an economical place because we have our place and Kimmy Harry's place, and we have my uncle's 2 condos. So that's
we
6
could do it for
bedrooms
not
right
that much
there.
money.
Please
Sounds like
come to Southern Utah. Nobody's social distancing there.
Yeah.
But
That's an idea.
People come from all over to St. George because nobody's social distance.
The only thing St. George is it's hard to find.
yeah, and that's the thing is if flying in directly to St.
flying in
George,
isn't good.
randomly you can find a good flight, or it's a 2-hour drive from Vegas. So.
And nobody wants to come here in September, so we're out.
We could do Salt Lake though,
Could do
like the
something
Uintas
in
from
Utah.
Cameron up and down.
Yeah.
Like Park City. What about Park
It's
City?
not hideous down here.
Park City's really nice in
Cool.
September.
October's a-
That's not too far from anybody. It's about the same. You guys, Salt Lake, but
What is that? Talking about
That's-
COVID. Doing
That's
that.
my husband doing his COVID cough right there.
Hey, cover into your sleeve, Mark. He's been picking up the wrong dead body lately.
Marshall's got COVID.
Why he's sitting at home in his living room.
We were all wearing masks the whole weekend. We just took them off to talk to you guys.
Hey, for the-
Right.
I did the antibody test because everyone keeps saying everyone has it and they don't even know they've had it. I have not had COVID yet.
Oh, you have? Probably had. We're getting it on Tuesday. Kip and I have it on Tuesday.
Yeah, we just went down and got a blood test on Friday.
There's people that thought they had it didn't have
They,
it.
they just did a test here and they came out with the results. They tested a whole bunch of people and they said all the people that think they had it in February,
Mostly
they
didn't
did
have
when
it.
they did the actual test. Overwhelmingly, people did not have it
not
that
have
thought they had it. So.
Yeah, but you hear these other stories of, this business tested 50 people and 35 of them had it without any symptoms. So.
Yeah. The thing is, that's like shooting at a moving target. It keeps changing what it is, what it does.
Yeah. We are kind of on lockdown here, meaning restaurants and stuff aren't open, but people are kind of going back to normal. They're wearing masks, but they're kind of doing normal stuff.
We're doing a little bit of that too.
You can come down and eat at our restaurants.
Yeah, I might.
Let's do.
Tanya might come down just to get her nails done.
The salon that never even closed. And like the lady that cuts my hair, her salon never closed. I mean, they have certain rules and stuff. But
Ours are all closed.
all restaurants, I don't know of any restaurants that aren't open. They just seat people at every other table.
See, none of ours are open. They're open to go, but nothing's open.
I don't know what to do because I haven't been able to get my manicure in 3 months.
I cut my own hair last month.
I cut my hair every morning.
Yeah, look at this.
Ethan just buzzed his. He was going to go all like Kyle and Carrie, but
Probably good dads today.
You did a good job too. It looks pretty good.
Keith, you still have way too much color in that hair.
there's a lot of gray in here. It must be the angle.
Yeah. Grow out. I look like an 80-year-old.
You're looking really distinguished though.
Yeah.
Kind of like what a state president might be.
That looks like a state.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what's on the front of Carrie's shirt. It looks like someone's smoking a long pipe.
The Mandalorian, like the guy, and then the baby right here.
Well, I don't know what a Mandalorian is. What is that?
Oh.
What?
What? No.
That was such an aggressive response.
What a Mandalorian is.
Uh,
Star Wars.
We're like, confessed that he had an affair. What?
No. Are you gonna? Who's gonna tell me what this is?
The Mandalorian is a television show on Disney Plus that is Star Wars. It's in the Star Wars universe. And
This is a problem. We A, don't watch TV. B, don't have Disney Plus. C, don't like Star Wars.
So it's kind of a nerd shirt. Is what you're telling me.
You're breaking up. Have you heard of Baby Yoda?
They disconnect. All of a sudden, I go blank. Cam mutes me. Please unmute me.
Unfollow them on social media.
You're talking to Disney fanatics and you say you don't like Star Wars.
Hey, Star Wars didn't used to be Disney. Only reason you like Star Wars now is because Disney bought them.
Oh yeah.
No,
Oh yeah.
I've been hardcore
This
already.
is actually for Star Wars one though, for like a series on TV that they did for.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's really good.
It's a really good.
Even
one.
if you don't like Star Wars, it's pretty good.
Yeah. You don't have to be like.
Keith, you're muted.
We didn't have to mute you. You muted yourself.
You muted yourself.
I did not mute me. It's clear up there. I can't reach it. Somebody else muted me.
We saw you doing this.
I was saying, Tanya and I realized we're getting old because we're watching NCIS at night now.
That's my favorite show. So.
That's after Grandma and Grandma or Dad and Mom, huh? They
Yeah,
they
I love it.
Yeah, I'm a hardcore NCIS fan.
So what's on the agenda? When does everyone leave? Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah. Headed back.
I'll just text. Kelly, I'm going to text you so you can send me Joe's address so I can send him his gift card. Or you can just send it to me.
Wasn't it two of them? Wasn't it Joe and somebody else? Or just Joe won the whole $50?
Joe was the one I got one for.
Oh, we had to divide up though.
I wasn't paying attention to who won mine.
I already sent mine.
Christy, nice try. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Someone soon is going to be like, hey, wait, didn't I win something?
I gotta go back and watch who won mine.
Okay.
So everybody should have their moolah.
I sent Daniel, because I added the 15 on
No.
Didn't Savannah win one too?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
did.
Oh, but
she did.
Wouldn't that 15 be divided?
Kind of was the big one right before.
It was her and someone else. Yeah.
So Kim will do 30 to 1 and then 15 to 10.
Oh, God.
Trying to figure out who won what.
Pay attention to who won what we did.
Hey,
What?
what are you doing?
Like
Hey,
you
Mark.
don't talk to Keith enough.
Hey, what you doing?
We've been doing physical work. We were at Torrey Part of Bridge today and rebuilt it.
I
That
saw
looks
that.
Wait,
That was way too much work.
You look like you had 20 people there. Who was there?
Just us and the Dailies and the Thorntons on the other side. Ethan was helping. The bad thing was we were lifting up one of the old beams and I stepped on a rotten railroad tie and it collapsed. And so I dropped the beam right on my foot.
Ow.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Wait, is this in your backyard?
No, this is on the lane coming up the hill.
Oh, okay.
It was getting pretty sketch. Ask Marsh and Corey. It was pretty bad.
Why isn't there more things happen like that to us as we get older though? We're tripping,
Our
falling.
bodies are more frail.
Did you break it?
No, it's just sore. I'm good.
With the floor.
He just wanted to whine a little, give him a little sympathy.
Oh, Tanya's
Well-
mom said, you're not supposed to be wearing like sandals, because I had like boat shoes on. And she goes, well, if you had steel-toed shoes on, you'd have been fine. I was like, steel-toed shoes?
She probably
Yeah.
sleeps in steel-toed shoes.
She might.
Possibly.
We were thinking about how tough your mom is yesterday, Tanya. We're like, yeah, that's a tough lady there. That's a tough.
It's true.
She cut down a tree yesterday and rebuilt the bridge today, so she's pretty brute. So what's on the agenda for the rest of the night?
We don't have anything after this. Oh, we got to do the cake.
Yeah, I think we were gonna do the cake.
We have to eat dinner. Clay and I got to figure out what to do for dinner. We're not going to make dinner because it's Saturday night. So
We're all just gonna party like, we're all
We
in our
had
50s
we
and
had grilled
coaching.
cheesesteak and corn on the cob.
what'd you grilled cheesesteak? What'd you say?
Philly cheese. Philly cheese.
Philly
Philly
cheese.
cheese.
Mm.
That sounds yummy.
That was good.
What'd you have?
We had a protein shake smoothie for dinner. That's what my husband wanted. So we had smoothie. I know, but now it's 8 o'clock and I'm hungry. I need to eat something more now.
Saturday night. Do you realize it's Fast Sunday tomorrow? Were you not thinking?
Oh my gosh, it is, isn't it? Darn it.
Nothing like having a protein shake for your last meal.
Okay, well, I definitely have to eat something before bed tonight.
So Kyle, did you and Carrie and Kelly all come down together? Kyle's not there anymore.
We took 2 cars because otherwise there's 3 in the back seat and we don't like that. So gas is so cheap now that no, we took 2 cars. We kind of came together. We came at the same time. We passed each other back and forth, and then we arrived exactly the same time, which was pretty funny.
Well, you know what? We heard the grandkids say their favorite things about mom and dad. We should say our favorite things about mom and dad.
Favorite funny memories or favorite things?
Well, I'm pretty sure we started from oldest down, so I'm last.
Nothing like
pressure
in the moment.
Yeah,
Nothing like being put on the spot.
Yeah, Keith gets more time to think about it. Well,
I said it that when you started the other one, I texted Savannah and said, "Hey, you're last. Good luck with that."
and then everybody used all the good stuff.
Savannah's one of the only ones that has the memory of Grandpa on his bike shorts. She was saving that one.
That was hilarious.
That was a good one.
I love it. It was scary.
It was scary. She was trying.
He mentions that at least once a year. Well, at least you never saw Grandpa on his bike shorts.
Pretty dramatic for a grandkid.
She was sitting on the couch and he went over and picked up the paper and sat down right next to her.
He bent over, picked that paper up. I was worried he's never going to get married after that experience. All right, sorry, Kelly, I interrupted you.
Well, I always knew that there was one couple that would not give me a hard time or say anything negative when I announced that I was pregnant again each time. And mom and dad, because they were the few that, they were the one couple that would not say, "Oh my gosh, you're going to have another one," or "already," or anything like that. They were always excited to have another grandbaby, even if they knew it was my 7th or 8th.
I told Madison the other day, I said, "Madison, do you realize if you were my mom, in a few months you'd get pregnant with your 6th child?" And she was like, "Wow."
Yep. They had 3 by the time they were Joe's age. Before that, he turns 22 this summer. They had 3 before they were 21.
Oh, man.
And they never gave us a hard time about the names that any of us picked. They never said, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you named your child that."
Yeah, it's true.
Some of my friends' parents did. So.
Yeah, but none of us named their kids like Petunia or
Petunia.
Harley Barkin Parker or whatever. Harley
There's
Parker.
grandkids left to be born, man. I like that Barker Barker.
You should say that really fast, or maybe don't.
Hey, you Mandalorian, you're up.
Carrie should do couples now. Carrie and Kim are now.
You're coughing on me. That's like
COVID.
Of course, you gave it to us. I'm thinking that it's kind of universal with everybody that one of the things that makes mom and dad so special is just that they always seem to care about each individual person, and take extra time or whatever it is they sacrifice to get with you or to make you feel unique. I was just thinking one of the times that I remember most was when I was in high school and we were wrestling in Albuquerque, and it was 5 hours away. And they used to always try to come to everybody's things. And I went, and as I was wrestling, we went to the stands, and they were the only people in the stands.
Yeah,
and they had traveled 5 hours, and all of the people there, parents didn't even come, for the 10 minutes it took them or whatever to come. And that always stuck with me as a testament that they really, they continue to care about people enough to sacrifice to make them feel special.
That reminds me of the time that I was wrestling in a tournament and I got bit, and Mom and Dad were clear up high in the stands, and they actually took me because I got bit in a bad place, and they took me back in the locker room because they like were looking for teeth marks. I don't know. And Dad comes in and he's like, "What happened?" I said, "Dad, I think I bit me in the balls." And he's like, "I told your mom that. Clear up in the stands. I think he got bit."
Was it you or Kyle that was wrestling the blind kid, and Mom got really mad, and the person in the stands made a comment about wrestling that couldn't even beat the blind kid or whatever. What did they say? And Mom came out of her chair and started yelling at the person.
That must have been Kyle. I beat every blind kid I ever wrestled.
It was that, and maybe it was just that they said the blind kid, because the blind kid's name was Sam. Do you remember that?
That wrestled, but he never.
Let him drive.
Yeah, Sam was Keith's friend.
Oh, so it must have been the person making a statement "Oh, even the blind kid wrestles better than him" or something. And my mom just I thought she was going to come over the 3 seats and strangle the woman. Yeah.
Mom was usually out in the hallway when we were wrestling, so she probably heard it.
Kai used to tell me she'd wear one of those big cowl neck sweaters so she could pull it up over her head. It's like every meet my mother would wear a sweater.
No, that was there was at Cordova.
Oh, was that Cordova?
Yeah, there's another mom. No, she
They
was
sat next to each other.
Cordova would be up in this stand, and she had these, and she put it up like this. Not Mom.
I forgot that name, Chris Cordova. That's been a long time.
Good.
Wait, Keith, I feel like you evaded the question. Didn't you let Sam drive your car?
No, I actually wrecked Kelly's car because Sam wanted to drive the car, and I was only 15, but Sam was teaching me how to drive because I'd never driven a stick shift. And so the blind guy and a guy who maybe had been drinking were teaching me how to drive, and then I ran into Kelly's car in the driveway.
Did you ever have a problem when the blind guy was trying to teach you how to drive?
And he was super blind. I remember him.
That didn't say, the blind guy teach me how to drive.
Yeah, think about it. Who should have been driving, me, the blind guy, or the guy who'd been drinking? I thought I was being very responsible by taking over the reins.
That's exactly.
But didn't Sam also drink from time to time?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So the blind drunk guy. Yeah.
And he's smoking.
Oh, I
He
didn't
did. He ended up going on a mission though. I think he's like a radio host in Utah somewhere. He does some conservative talk show.
know. I always thought he. I liked him. Oh yeah.
I think one of my favorite things is how much all the kids and the grandkids, how much they just enjoy grandma and grandpa. It's not a grandma and grandpa situation where they feel like they have to always, they can tease them, they can play with them, they can laugh with them.
Yeah.
And I mean, Stephen is the epitome of that. When he was in the same ward as grandma and grandpa, every time he came down from passing the sacrament, remember? Or blessing the sacrament, he'd sit on grandpa's lap in the middle of the pew, in the middle of the instead of sliding over grandpa, he would pretend like he did and sit on grandpa's lap. Every time they would laugh and grandpa would try to get him off. And grandpa wrestling on the front pew.
No, and that's the thing is you guys are always
On the front, always at the front. But Stephen gives grandma and grandpa such a hard time, all the time. And he harasses him knowing, but all my kids do. And Garrett, nobody harasses like Garrett.
Garrett loves to harass Grandpa, yes.
All the kids just totally love and adore their grandma and grandpa, and they feel like they can tease them and play with them and laugh with them, and they all have such a good relationship. And it's fun to see your kids enjoy their grandparents that much. So I always love that my kids adore their grandma and grandpa. And I thought it was funny that it's not like an effort to go see. Oh, Ethan, it's not an effort to go hang out with your grandma and grandpa. They're so much fun. And I think that's how all the grandkids feel. Like, oh yeah, I'll hang out with grandma and grandpa. They're fun.
You're up, Corey.
Oh, well, I would say the same thing too. Like, I love the fact that when the kids turn like 12 years old, the grandkids, they all knew that they got to go out and spend some time with grandma and grandpa. And both my kids just loved that fact that they got to go and spend some time with grandma and grandpa. And I think it's just carried on even into the great grandkids. Like, Tristan was saying to me the other day, because he loves grandma and grandpa, or Kimzey too, great grandma and grandpa. And he told me the other day, you're regular grandma and she's great grandma. You're just regular grandma. So I haven't got the status of being a great grandma yet. I'm just regular grandma. But in Tristan's eyes, mom is great grandma because she's great. So I think that's great that it's even gone down into the great grandkids, how much they love them. So.
One of my favorite things is how selfless mom and dad are, but also that they care more about, one of the grandkids mentioned it, they care more about people and material things. I remember one night, Carrie and I, we were up at school and Keith was there too, and another time when he wrecked the car, but Carrie and I, it was a Cougar, and it was the only car we really had to drive, and Carrie and I were standing there, and Dad picks up the phone, what?
1 o'clock in the
It
morning.
was like 1 o'clock in the morning. Of course, Carrie and I were playing some game with the ward, I think, but he's like, what? Okay, you wrecked the car.
BYU Hawaii.
Oh, that's what it
In Hawaii.
was. We wrecked you. You wrecked the car. Okay. Are you okay, Keith? Are you okay? And Carrie and I are like, is he okay? Okay. There's a car. Oh man, oh, it's okay. Are you okay? And then I just thought that was. And then when we pulled up, he was the same way with Keith. And then Keith says to us, as Dad's off in the back, I wrecked the car because I was kissing her in the front.
I think I told that later. I think I helped.
You told me that later. And, but the thing is to just see that Dad and Mom were so thinking about people and things. They always have.
It's true. So Tanya and I were in a newlywed thing at church, like when we still went to church back then, like right before it was canceled in our new ward. And I think we were like the old couple because they needed like each age group. Anyway, we smoked it. We got like 7 out of 8 answers. And so they were asking us our advice. Hey, as a couple who's been married for 30 years, what's your advice? So we told them date nights. Go out on date nights every week. That's what we always tell people. And I think a lot of that comes from grandma and grandpa, just the importance of spending time together and going on date nights. So we've carried that on. So, although I was thinking, no one mentioned, and maybe they didn't know this. My mom used to do the old, when we tried to wrestle with her, remember how she used to cheat and pull your hair and stick dirty washcloths in your face and all kinds of stuff like that?
You like step on your toes and pull your ears. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh,
you guys were terrible.
Oh man.
Like souffles or whatever they called.
We would just go and do Dad because he was not as tough as Mom. Dad thought he had to be fair. Mom did not care about being fair. I mean, eyes, nose, ears, toes, everything was fair game.
It's true.
What's your weather like there today?
It's been nice.
It was 70 degrees. It got a little chilly and tried to rain on us when we got the bridge like all torn apart and it like rain started sprinkling. I'm like, oh, we're kind of committed at this point. We could get pretty wet today. But then it kind of passed and it's not super warm, but it's nice.
It's not swimming weather, but it was good weather for working out. Marshall got the whole new subfloor put on the pool house. So
did you put a hole in the ground for the porta potty?
No, we are going to get a toilet. No hole in the ground for us.
So you have the floor all gone. I said, just dig a deeper hole. We'll have a composting toilet right there.
Make it a little outhouse. No.
Yeah.
Where's your pool house? I didn't know you had a pool house.
The little house in the back.
That's where, remember Garrett slept?
Oh, I didn't know it was a pool house. I thought it was just like a.
They're making it.
Oh.
It's always been called the playhouse, but now I'm starting to call it the pool house because it's going to be the pool house.
We're gonna put a bathroom back there and change things.
I remember, I've always remembered that little house because when we had the family reunion up there, when Hunter was like 1 or 2, the kids were really young. I have a picture of just all the cousins, Chelsea and Kaylee and Sarah. Anyway, they all slept back there.
Yeah.
Cute little picture of them back there.
Well, it's going to be much nicer when we get it all done than it was before. So.
Hey, I'm going to sign off pretty quick. We haven't had dinner, so we're going to go find something to eat.
I think we're about finished anyway, aren't we?
Yeah.
Happy anniversary, Mom and Dad. Love you. Sorry everybody missed you. We wish I maybe should have came down, but I didn't. So.
Oh, we'll see you in a couple. We come up for Savannah's
Yeah, we'll
wedding.
see ya.
Yeah.
Soon.
I love ya.
Drive safe.
Bye.
Bye.
Well,